Hey groupers, Pastor Marshall here. I'm enjoying this summer, this girls' road trip. I hope that you are too. And I love talking about these ladies in the New Testament that just stand apart. So we talked about Mary of Nazareth, now we're talking about Mary Magdalene. Before we talk about her, what is something that has been done for you that you just feel like that you could never repay? What was some gift that was given? What was something that was loaned? What was something that was given to you that you just feel like that you could never repay? Well, the best information we have on Mary Magdalene is in Luke chapter 8. So the first thing I want you to do is turn to Luke chapter 8 and read verses 2 and 3. And they give us a description of Mary, who is known as the Magdalene. What do we know about her from these two verses? What can you deduce about her character, about what she was like? And what do you think that it would be like to be freed from possession? You have any sense of what that would be like? Well, the main passage that I use for my message, of course, is the resurrection story in John chapter 20. But as well as reading that, look at Mark chapter 16. Mark has his own resurrection story. According to Mark chapter 16, who all went to the tomb on Easter Sunday? It wasn't just Mary alone at the beginning of the story. Who all went according to Mark 16? Now the women were going to the tomb to pay Jesus an honor. They were going to put spices around his body, sort of like what we would think of as embalming. What do we do to honor our dead today? What changes have you seen just in your lifetime on this subject? What do we do to honor our dead, and how has you seen that change? Well, who is the, quote, other disciple in John's gospel? Why do you think that this disciple is unnamed? Where is Mary Magdalene during this foot race back to the tomb by Peter and John? How do you see the order of events in this story? Turn to Matthew chapter 28. Matthew has a little more information on the resurrection. Read verses 9 and 10. And I wonder, where do you think that this part of the story occurred? Where did these other women see Jesus? Where do you think this took place? When do you think that this took place? While you're still in Matthew chapter 28, look at verses 11 through 15. What do you think that the guards saw? Is it possible that they were actually the first to see Jesus? Do you think that they saw the angels but not Jesus? If they were the first to see Jesus, what does that actually mean? What is the significance of that? What does it mean to you that Jesus knows you by name? I love what Charles Spurgeon says, that Jesus could write an entire sermon in one word. He just says, Mary, and everything changes. Her eyes are open. She knows what's happening. What does it mean to you that Jesus can call you by name? Well, every week we just spend a little bit of time thinking about the week before and the application. And so my message on Sunday on Mary Magdalene, we talked about her faithfulness. She wasn't perfect, but she was faithful. What does faithfulness need to look like for you this week, even with your shortcomings? Well, I hope that you have a great group. Look forward to seeing you next Sunday for another Mary. God bless.